Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm here again today with Big Shoes, and we're going to do something since our last video got a little bit of a hit off of it. We're going to go ahead and try to make 2 new Pokemon each that we would like to see come to Pokemon Unite. So, without further ado, who's ready for? Alright everybody, so today we're actually going to be working with a random Pokemon generator. We're going to come up with 3 each, and I'm going to have Big Shoes pick his first one out of the 3 given, and then I'm going to pick the second one out of the same 3 given. Then we're going to do it again, and he's going to get the second pick while I take the first pick. We cannot pick the same one, and we have to create Mons in 5 minutes or less to actually throw into Pokemon Unite. This is just our little take of being creative. So we're going to go ahead and jump straight into this. We're going to generate the first 3. Big Shoes, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so generate number 1. You get first pick.
Oh,
Dang
wow.
it. Those were some actually really good picks, man.
You know what? I'm going to go with Appleton.
Appleton.
I think I know what you're going to pick.
Yeah, I'm going with Quagsire.
What? I thought you were going to go with Morpeko.
No.
More. Because that would have been interesting. Now I feel... Okay.
I don't... No, nope. I'm sticking with my pick. I'm going Quagsire.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. So we're going to actually leave Morpeko for now. And we're going to generate again. And this time I get to pick first and you get to pick second. So let's see what we get. Oh, dude. Ugh.
Oh. Everything's blocking it. I got to see.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay, so first of all, I have to clear out a problem here that I have. And you already know what this problem is. Neither one of these right side ones have legs. I am sold on the idea that there is not going to be a Pokemon released that cannot walk on land. I don't think they're ever going to add Gyarados because it would just look like it's floating the whole time. Now, if it has wings and it flies, that's totally different. It can still land on its feet. But I'm not picking any one of the right guys just because they don't have legs. So I'm going to go for Hawlucha. And this is going to be garbage.
I'll go with
Dragalge.
Dragalge. Yeah. I can't say his name.
Now I'm just happy I picked Hawlucha, so that way you could say Dragalge. I think it's Dragalge, like dragon algae.
Yeah, Dragalge. I like it.
All right, so that's what we're going with.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and window capture my notepad so people can see what I'm doing too. All right, guys.
Now, Quagsire.
Go ahead.
Oh, Quagsire does have an evolution, right?
Quagsire does have an evolution. Wooper is its baby form. Well,
is it a baby Pokemon or is it?
No, it's just its first stage.
Okay.
All right, so now you guys can see my notepad. I'm not going to change any of that. We have exactly 5 minutes, and I will go ahead and flip over to... well, you're going to have to just believe me on this one, but we're going to be on screen the whole time while I'm trying to figure this out, so that way you guys can see the process of how I do this. And it's 9:20 right now, so we have until 9:25 to come up with our Mons. You ready to go?
Wait, 5 minutes for both of them?
Oh.
It's
I did not think that part through. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what we can come up with in 5 minutes. Let me know when you're ready, because I am also ready.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm if this is the challenge, then I have to stop if we ran out of time because I'm done. Like, I
We
mean,
we did run out of time, but as everybody could see as I was typing, that I only got Halucha done. I did not even work on Quagsire, but to be honest, if I were to think about Quagsire, I would more along the lines just think of it as one of those basic mons that they use as fillers like they did for Greedent. I don't think Greedent was groundbreaking. I just think that they threw him in there for more diversity, in complete honesty, and that's how I kind of see Quagsire, if I'm being completely honest. Which one did you do?
I did Appleton.
Okay. So you did the one that I would have preferred you to do anyway, because your Gouge doesn't have feet, and I will stick to that until I die. Um, would you like to go first?
No.
Okay. Well, let's see here. So Halucha was my pick that I went for. I had Mold Breaker as its ability. It is not affected by moves that can cause stun or oh man, how did I stat lowering moves? So that E needs to go away because I have state. So it is not affected by moves that can cause stun or stat lowering things. The first move to choose from at level 1 or 3 would be Hone Claws, raises the attack for 5 seconds after the move is used. And you could replace that move at level 5 with Flying Press. This move is unblockable and breaks any barrier that the opponent may have on it. Or High Jump Kick, which is just a high damage move, but if it misses, you lose any points you may have and you cannot gain them back. So basically, you would just drop them, and anybody who walks by you, or like obviously, if you're using High Jump Kick and you miss, you are aiming at an opponent. So that opponent could come over and just snag them up real quick and run away. The second move at 1 or 3 would be Wing Attack, a basic damage move that deals more damage over time depending on how far you were from the opponent. So I would assume that the closest Wing Attack you could do, I mean, if you think about it, if you have a running charge at somebody and you like hit them with your hand, it's going to hurt a lot more than it would be to just stand still and hit them. You got a running start. So that's kind of how I imagined Wing Attack. The further you are, and when you actually make impact, the more damage you can do over time, but it happens over time. You can replace Wing Attack at level 7 with Throat Chop, a move that hinders all mons from using any move in their bottom slot for 3-second cooldowns. Or Coaching. This move helps your nearest ally buff in attack and defense for the next 5 hits, including but not limited to special moves. Its Unite move is called Nacho Libre. It stands it stands on its closest base to it, and it guards this base with all of its might. This does not make the Pokemon untouchable. It just increases its power during its protect phase. So basically, I just see it inside the goal with like wrestler rings, and it's just bouncing off of the rings and just hitting Pokemon out as it's bouncing, and it's just
I
doing
like
incredible damage the whole time.
I like that. I didn't even think about something like that. That's cool.
It's well, this Pokemon is supposed to be a Libre, so like a Mexican wrestler. I was thinking big time about how I could incorporate that in one of its moves, but I knew it wasn't going to be one of its basic moves. You can't. That doesn't work like that. It still uses regular moves. So I took the opportunity at the Unite move to actually show that in it. So you can still kill it while it's in that phase, but while it's in the cage, it just bounces off the ring, and it just keeps hitting different whoever could be possibly trying to dunk at that time. It doesn't mean you can't walk in and out of the ring either. It just means that that's the spot that it has to stay in. And it could also do that in the opponent's goal as well. So if you're trying to prevent opponents from defending their goal, you would just sit in there and bounce while your teammates dunked and then ran away. But that's all I have for him.
Okay. All right. Am I good? Am I going now?
Oh yeah, man. Your turn. Show me what you got.
Oh boy. All right. So I picked Appleton. I made him a defender.
Oh,
Uh,
gosh dang it. I just
we can.
realized. All arounder. That's all I'm saying. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, that's good. I have him evolving at level 5. I made his passive thick fat, and I made. It was hard to figure out what to do with this one. Every 6 seconds, any incoming damage is reduced by half for 2 seconds, and then so what it'll do is it'll pop up and it'll show it underneath his health bar, and then on that first hit, that's when it goes off. So that way, it's not like cycling. So you have a time where you can like let it buffer, and then as soon as they hit you, then you got 2 seconds where all damage done to you is reduced by half.
Okay.
Starting off as an Applin, his first 2 abilities. First one is growth. He just increases his damage for a short time. It's got an 8-second cooldown, lasts for 3 seconds. Nothing too fancy there. And then the other ability is called Sweet Scent, and this would be like a line skill shot. If you hit an enemy with it, they are drawn towards you. They take some damage and they're drawn towards you for about 1.5 seconds. I can't justify making it any longer than that. It would be too strong.
Now, during that phase, would they be able to attack, or do they just slowly gravitate towards you, not being able to move or do anything?
So Wigglytuff's Infatuate.
Okay.
When you get hit, it's basically just like that.
Okay. All right.
At level 5, you can choose between Leech Seed or Recycle. Leech Seed is going to be a cone out in front of you, and it's going to be kind of like Venusaur's Giga Drain. So if you have more enemies in the cone, you're going to benefit more from it. But instead of it being a huge, like a heal, like flat heal, it's going to drain life off the enemies for a certain amount of time, and you'll always gain a certain amount of health from them once you hit them. And honestly, I think that would have been a better thing to give Venusaur than Giga Drain. A little bit more balanced. But anyhow,
We're not talking
Recycle.
about how Venusaur is a god tier mon. We're not doing that. I don't think he is anymore anyway.
I got off card. I got off topic. Sorry. But if you don't choose Leech Seed, you can do Recycle. And honestly, I was trying to target. Anytime I make these mons, I try to target like their key abilities that you see like in their normal games. And when I think of Appleton, I think of like Recycle and things like that. So with Recycle, I was trying to figure out how could I do this. So what it does, and this is going to probably be a little controversial, but it resets your battle item timer. So you could pop it, use Recycle, and you get your battle item back. You don't have to wait for the cooldown on it. On top of that, it also gives all your stats a small buff for a short amount of time, probably like 4 seconds. So you're getting increases to your defense, special defense, attack, special attack after you pop that. I did give it a hefty timer because you can't always have your battle item like ready. So I put it on a 20-second cooldown. Upgraded, the only thing that it does when it's upgraded is it gets increased stats. Like you'll get a little bit more stats when you use it. Apple Acid is your level 8 that you can pick from. And what this does is it deals damage and a cone again. So this guy being a defender, he's going to want to be up in front. Always like as close to the enemy as possible. It's going to deal damage, and it reduces the enemy's defenses, their defense and special defense for 3 seconds. Upgraded, it increases the cone size and the damage. And then the other level 8 you can choose from is Giga Drain. Now what Giga Drain's going to do is you're not going to be able to move while using it, while channeling it. And for the entire channel duration, whoever you clicked on, there'll be a tether between you and them. It's a beam, and you'll be draining their life, gaining life off of them until they move a certain distance away.
So a lot like Draining Kiss from Sylveon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. But this one will be an actual drain. It won't be like the heart hits you, takes damage, goes back to him. It's just a constant draining effect. Upgraded, it slows the target. And then for his level 10, his Unite move, I named it Sweet Overgrowth. To be fair, I didn't get it typed out, but I do have it. Do you like? I have the idea
Yeah.
how it would work. Do you?
By all
say?
means,
Okay.
go for it. I kind of went off script a little bit for mine, so.
I wanted to incorporate his Giga Max form.
Ooh.
So this is what'll happen: is when he pops his Unite move, he turns into his Gigantamax form, and he will start. You'll get 3 hops with him, and you'll get to choose. You'll get to choose where to jump. When you jump from the one area to that next area, it creates a damage where he lands, and then from that one point that he was at, will create a circle of like a sticky effect that slows enemies. And then also from the point that he jumps to the next point, there'll be a line that also has like a super slow of like a sticky trail, and he can do that 3 times. So you can create like your own hazard ways for the enemy team while also dealing some damage too. And I think that also goes really well with him being a defender.
Wow. I can't ever assume that they would just automatically throw in Megas or Gigantamaxes into this game. But if they did, and that's not the way they did it, I think they're wrong. That's good. That's good.
One thing I wanted to add, though. I thought originally, but I didn't want to add this because I didn't know if it was part of the challenge. Applin has 2 evolutionary chains that he could go down, and I thought it would be cool if, depending on what moveset you picked, is what he evolved into. So, like, if you wanted to do a more aggressive playstyle instead of playing a defensive Appleton, you picked like Apple. I would change it around so you'd pick like these like their normal moves, because I know Appleton and Flapple have 2 different moves based on their Pokemon.
Now I'm interested because I'm gonna pull it up.
Because Appleton has Apple Acid, I thought, and then I thought, yeah, Flapple has Grab Apple. So if there was a way to incorporate it so you could pick that ability when you evolve, it determined what you evolved into. So like Applin would hit level 5, you get to choose your ability, and then whatever ability you do is what you evolve into. Okay. And then you could either be an attacker or a defender.
So I like this, how we're actually helping each other out here a little bit, because I have an idea. Defense Curl is already in the game, so it would be an easy pick. What if you started... Now, these are egg moves for Applin. So it's not something that normally happens, but this is Pokemon Unite. Anything can happen, right? So yeah. What if you could go from either Defense Curl or Sucker Punch, and whichever one you picked is what sent you, because Sucker Punch is an attacking move, Defense Curl is a defending move. So it just depends on which one you picked first, what kind you would run into. And by the time you evolved, if you're going to go into, is it Flapple?
Yeah, it's Flapple.
Okay. So if you go into Flapple, you would have more of an attacking moveset, and you become more of like either a speedster or an attacker, because it's actually pretty fast too. And if you went into Applin or Appleton, you would go into more of a defensive set, which is basically exactly what you threw out. Mm-hmm. The only problem is instead of Defense Curl, let's stick with your Growth, because I like Growth better for a grass type Pokemon. And then for the attacking move, you could either pick Sucker Punch, and this Pokemon has like no moves on it at all. Okay, hold on. It actually gives you 2 really good moves to pick from at the very beginning for this purpose. You can either go Withdraw or Astonish for your first move, and whichever one you picked is who you turned into. Withdraw would be your defender, and Astonish would be your attacker.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That would be cool.
All right, man. Well, this was fun, actually. I quite enjoyed this.
I do not work well under pressure, so I was like, gotta type.
Hey, man, you know what? I still had a wonderful time, and this Pokemon generator was super, super cool to try to use on. We may do something like this in the future. Let us know what you think in the comments down below, guys, if you like this idea or not. But hey, we did our best for you, and I know this was a longer video, and mostly you're just going to see typing and listen to music, but type 1 we missed you today, buddy. We hope to see you again for the next video. Hope you're doing all right. I couldn't get a hold of him before this video. I wish he could have been on with us, but it is what it is. And until next time, we hope to see you again, guys, for